So you're leading a fast-growing company, and you know that feeling, right? It's this mix of pure adrenaline from the success, but also this constant fear of what you don't know. Well, today, we're going to unlock the playbook that turns that financial chaos into the kind of crystal clarity that investors just can't get enough of. Does this sound familiar to you? Your revenue is finally climbing, you're hiring people, the team is growing, but when you look at the numbers, you're kind of flying blind. You have to make these huge company-defining decisions with totally incomplete information. And let's be honest, that is a terrifying place to be.
And the stakes here? Well, they couldn't be higher. Because a whopping 78% of businesses don't fail because of a bad idea or a bad product. Nope, they fail because of cash flow problems. It's the silent killer that takes down so many otherwise amazing companies.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to look at the scaling dilemma, introduce a new playbook with its 4 key pillars, figure out if it's right for you, and then finish up at a really important financial crossroads. First up, let's really dig into that scaling dilemma. I'm talking about the real, deep-down anxieties, the stuff that keeps founders staring at the ceiling at 3 in the morning. Really, it all boils down to this. You need these professional, institutional-grade financials to get funding, but you don't have them. Banks are asking for 3-year projections, and you can't just, make them up. And your bookkeeper, they're great, but they're telling you where you've been. They're not telling you where you're going. And the bottom line is, you're stuck making million-dollar decisions with $100 information. This is exactly where a different way of thinking comes into play. A whole new playbook for companies that need that top-tier strategy without the crazy top-tier price tag. And it all centers on one key role, the fractional CFO. So what is a fractional CFO? Well, think about it. It's getting access to a C-suite executive brain, someone who does strategic planning, forecasting, investor relations, but on a part-time or fractional basis. You get all of that incredible expertise without having to add a, $200,000 to $400,000 salary to your payroll. It's a game changer. So how does this actually work in the real world? Well, this whole playbook is built on 4 core pillars. These are the absolute foundation that can transform your company from just a promising startup into a truly investable asset. And here's how they build on each other. It all starts with a rock-solid financial foundation. Then you layer on operational intelligence. From there, you build out your strategic plan. And all of that gets you to a state of constant transaction readiness. Let's break each one of these down. Pillar number 1, the financial foundation. And listen, this is so much more than just having clean books. It means being audit-ready, 24/7. So when that surprise opportunity knocks, you are ready to go. It means optimizing your working capital, making every single dollar in your business work as hard as it possibly can. This isn't just about passing some audit. It's about having banks want to give you money because they trust your numbers, period. And the impact here is immediate. Just by managing working capital better, most businesses at this stage unlock between $50,000 and $200,000 in cash every single year. That's money that was literally just sitting on the table doing nothing. Okay, next we add operational intelligence. What's that? It's the difference between thinking you have about 6 months of cash left and knowing you have exactly 7.2 months of runway, and oh, by the way, here are the 3 levers you can pull right now to stretch it to 9. It's about having documented financial controls that basically scream low-risk investment to anyone doing due diligence on your company. And this creates real, tangible value. Companies with these well-documented financial processes, they're just seen as less risky. And because of that, they consistently sell for a 20 to 40% premium during an acquisition. That is pure enterprise value you just created by having your house in order. Pillar 3 is where you really make the shift from playing defense to playing offense. Strategic planning means you're building sophisticated 1, 3, and even 5-year financial models. And look, this isn't about having a crystal ball to predict the future. It's about building a credible financial roadmap that shows investors exactly how you plan to navigate. And the payoff for that kind of clarity, it is enormous. Investors don't just back good ideas. They back businesses that can prove they have a believable plan to execute. And that credibility translates directly into valuations that are 3 to 5 times higher. It's that simple. And that brings us to the final pillar, transaction readiness. This means that whether an investor calls you out of the blue, a strategic partner approaches, or a surprise acquisition offer lands on your desk, you are always ready. Your numbers are defensible, your story is crystal clear, and your financial deck is ready to go, ready to command a room. And that readiness is everything. because a shocking 60% of all deals, we're talking mergers, acquisitions, big funding rounds, they fall apart during due diligence. And what's the number one culprit? You guessed it, messy, indefensible financials. Being transaction-ready instantly puts you in that top 40% of deals that actually close. Okay, so this playbook is obviously super powerful, but let's be real, it is not for everyone. So let's do a quick reality check right now to see if your business is actually at the right stage for this. You absolutely need this playbook if you're out there raising institutional capital, if your annual revenue is over $1 million, or if you're thinking about a big move like M&A. But on the other hand, if you're still super early stage, maybe pre-revenue, and a basic bookkeeper is handling everything you need right now, you might not be there just yet, and that's okay. Now, this brings up the single most common question I hear when we talk about this. People say, hey, I'm covered. I already have a bookkeeper. But there is a huge fundamental difference between these two roles.
Think of it this way, and this might be the most important takeaway here. Your bookkeeper is your rearview mirror. They are absolutely essential for accurately recording history. But a fractional CFO, they're your GPS. They use all that historical data to map out the future and help you navigate all the twists and turns ahead. You need both, for sure, but they do completely different jobs.
So all of this really brings your business to a kind of crossroads. And based on how you decide to handle your financial strategy from this point forward, you are actively choosing between two very, very different futures for your company. Look, on one path, without this playbook, you're risking lowball valuations from investors, getting declined for credit right when you need it most, and just missing out on huge opportunities because you weren't ready. You're making decisions in the dark. But with this playbook, you're building investor confidence, you're earning the trust of your board, and you are ready to seize any opportunity, scaling your business with total clarity. So it all comes down to this one question for you to think about. Right now, today, is your company's financial story an asset that's actually accelerating your growth, or is it a liability that's holding you back? The answer to that question is going to define your future.